and welcome to the Monthly Thrift. This is everything I found in the month of November, and truth be told, it was a little bit of a slow month. You may not see it that way, but I certainly do. Got a lot of days that were a little bit slow, but we're going to go ahead and start the video with two of these little guys. These are the Zuru X-Shot single pistols, which surprisingly, for how small they are, apparently there was dust in that one. I don't know if you could see the puff of dusty smoke that came out of it, but yeah, that was interesting. So I found two of these little guys, and they're, you know, these actually aren't bad. If you can find these for cheap, it's a last minute like backup pistol. Two of these guys, which I only really grabbed because, like I said, it's been a slow month, and I'm not even gonna put a dart in these things. These are either they're spring donors or part donors for something. These little guys I initially got. I have two of these. With this one has like a dart holder, and this one has a. So this is essentially like a cheap. How sad is this for a sentence? It's a cheap version of the Tech 3. If you know anything about a Tech 3, you know that the Tech 3 is awful. But these two with the triple dart rotators, I'm not being nice to those because I don't have to be. And this guy, these were from Air Zoomer, and it has the little 3-shot inline clip in the front. Anyway, enough of the I got it because I couldn't find anything else stuff. And speaking of the Tech 3, we found ourselves a Tech 3. Yep, found us a Tech 3. Yeah, well, hey, I don't have to go searching for that dart because it brought it right back to me. But how about we go with the updated version of the Tech 3, which is the Gem. We're going to play a little game of roulette here. This one operates differently. The barrels don't spin. The opening in the plunger rotates. So we got a 1 in 3 chance that this is going to shoot. I'm not lucky today. How about... Oh, that was just pathetic. You know, sometimes time doesn't heal all wounds, because this is a modern version, updated version of the Tech 3, and it's still crap. So, onward we go to the most chewed up machete that I have ever seen in my entire life. Why on earth would I grab this? Well, I grabbed this for the inner shell. I'm hoping to cut off most of this foam and maybe make a foam machete of my own. I need to stop. I'll do that for the rest of the video. But speaking of, I was going through the bins and I saw this little guy, and it was just too funny not to get. It is a foam axe, and this is literally made of just like straight up. It's like green foam and duct tape, and it's a little axe. And I thought, no, buddy, you're coming home with me. Somebody put some time into you, but I mean, it's a throwing axe. It's not bad. Also found another hammer shot holster, which, I mean, the cardboard has seen better days, but it's not the cardboard that I want. If any of you actually like know my battle gear, most of it is these hammer shot clips, plus like clips, holsters, hammer shot holsters. I can talk, I promise. Hammer shot holsters that I just modify slightly, sew it up, replace the elastic with something a little bit more sturdy, because I've been finding these for cheap all over the place. So now we get on to stuff that's a little bit better. Something that I was actually really happy about finding, a Proton. I was super happy about finding this Proton that doesn't want to catch now for some reason. So what is happening? There we go, finally. Oh, okay, cool. So that way I can do that thing later. And if you don't know how a proton works, you pull the slide back and hope it catches, because this one apparently doesn't like to. And then you lose the disc, obviously. Hang on. Can you? I should really like prepare for these videos before that I do them, but I don't. I barely edit the videos afterwards. So anyway, and then we slide that back shut and pew! Not a bad little blaster. I mean, man, that needs to stop. I think it was primed for longer than it ever should have been, because when I found it in the bins, I think it was already primed. So, yeah, the catch mechanism might be a little weak at this point, but proton. Okay, moving on. What thrift video isn't complete? Well, Nerf thrift video isn't complete without a Maverick, but this is a Midnight Maverick, and no, this is not Stewie's Maverick, if you're watching. I'm working on that this week. Shush. But $2 Maverick, not bad. This one is actually, well, except for a little bit here, this is in not bad condition. Like, it's decent. But, I mean, very standard Maverick performance and all. So, okay, we have, I have a point to make here. If I can find the other little guy. Good to go. Okay, there you are. So we have a Tech 6, right? And a lot of people will say that the Tech 6 is, it's not the greatest blaster in the world, but the springs are beefy nightmares. People use the springs in Tech 6s all the time for upgrades, anything from hammer shots to night finders to fire strikes. I mean, the springs are actually like heavier than they need to be. I think I have a theory about that, but we'll get that on another video. And a lot of people will say that, oh, there's, knockoffs of Nerf blasters, the Blaze Fire line. Oh, it's just knockoff of Nerf blasters. Well, that's great, but sometimes even the competitors get knockoffs. This is the Air Splinter. Hang on. S-P-L-I. Oh, Splitter. Sorry. I thought it said Splinter. Air Splitter. And it is a top prime 6-shot blaster. This one actually does rotate, though. So there's that. And you know what? While it's here, I'm just going to go ahead and prime that. Stick the dart in there and, well, if that doesn't speak to the performance of the Air Splitter by Toy Quest, I don't know what does. It didn't even leave the freaking barrel. Wow, that's atrocious. That is atrocious, but the cylinder might come in handy because there might just be some mods that are happening soon. But I'll get to that again in a minute. Good old friendly Night Finder. I come across more of these than, I mean, there are just so many Night Finders out there. This one, but hey man, Night Finder is never a bad pickup. Come here, buddy. Firefly. As I've said before, I love me a Firefly. A lot of people have been using these for integrations of, as a stock integration for a, and then integrating a Strife on the front of this. And Fowla from Blow No Nerf has one. Used it at NVZ. That thing is very nice looking. Ooh, it's pretty. So, I would highly recommend sacrificing a Firefly over a Raven. Remember, kids, Stravens are murder. Don't do it. But, I know. But, Nice little, I mean, damn, that, it's still stock, but I think this one has the air restrictor pulled. No, the air restrictor, something is up with this thing, because it did not make that kind of a noise. Well, anyway, the springs in these are pretty beast. Just saying. If you're ever looking for an upgrade spring and a stock, if you find one of these at the thrift shop, pick it up, buddy. Because, I mean, you got 1, 2, 3, 8 darts storage on the back. You know, you got a battery tray right here that you can just immediately use for like LED work. It's already got a switch and everything like that. Half the work is done, so grab some fireflies and hack them to bits. And next on the list is the blue Buzzbee Air Max Extreme 6. Now, this one is an air blaster, so I'm pumping. I've probably already gone way past the pump mark. Yeah, there's the AR. This one is interesting in that if you half pull the trigger, it rotates the cylinder. And then if you full pull... Now, I've learned my lesson the last 2 times that I've done this. So I'm going to put one in the top and one in the bottom, just to be on the safe side. There we go. Now, these things can be modded to be quite mad. Mad meaning really insane. It doesn't have very efficient delivery currently, so you need to do some fiddling on the inside. But Psych made one of these suckers, and I do believe, I want to say, it was cracking well over 90 feet, over 100 feet. And for a small package, it might have been the gray version though. There's 2 versions of these. There's a gray version and the blue one. I think there might be a tank difference. Just saying, don't quote me on that, but it's a possibility. Okay, where is the other one? Because I know I have 2 of them sitting here. Haha! It's been a good bit of doubles showing up recently. But here we have Wizards. 2 of them. The Buzzbee Ultratech Wizard. And this is the one... Okay, 1 in 4 chance. Let's find out. Got it right this time. Alright. So, the Wizard, on the other hand from the Gem, actually isn't bad. I have yet to crack it open to see what kind of a plunger tube it's working with, but it's a heck of a lot. It has more punch than the Gem does, and this one actually has one of the chambers that just does not have a dart post, meaning the air restrictor is completely gone. Seems like a pretty hefty spring load as well. So if you find these, hey man, they might be worth a little pickup. Because I mean, I'm not disappointed with the Wizard like I am with the Gem. How's that? I mean, I'm not gonna say that these are an awesome blaster. No, they're a 4-shot blaster. Now, if you could modify this thing to maybe have a longer draw, slightly larger plunger tube, and fire out all 4 shots, you'd have a shotgun pistol. 4-shot shotgun pistol. That might be something that I have to do. Leave a comment in the comment section down below if you want me to at least attempt that. Because I have 2 of them. I'm willing to sacrifice 1 if you think it's a neat idea. Okay. Good old Buzzbee double shot. I did find a second one of these, but I found the over-under, and this is the side-by-side. And that one is currently in the hands of a clown for reasons that I'm not supposed to discuss. But I don't know. I've got an idea with one of these that I want to work up, which it's more of a cosplay kind of thing, but kind of want to do it. These were fun. Not the greatest performers ever unless you modify them. The springs in them are just beastly though. That's the one thing about some of the earlier Buzzbees. Like, They have just nasty springs in them, but the air delivery system kind of sucks. And I think that's why they have such big beastly springs in them, because they have a bad air delivery system, and they just don't go about things the way they should. Okay. It's time for the Vortex line. I know, I've been finding Vortex blasters left and right recently. But, hey man, Nitron, and it sounds like them batteries are getting low. That was really slow firing. You can see why people amp the crap out of these things and turn them into just absolute nightmares. I couldn't really pass this up for $3. This is actually one of the ones that I grabbed out of, sold as is. I grabbed out of, I don't even remember where. I think it was, this wasn't a Goodwill. This was another local thrift shop. But hey man, $3 Nitron. Gotta love that. But yeah, Nobicon has a absolute beast of a, well, it's not only a, they integrated a rapid fire, yeah, rapid strike, sorry, rapid strike. They integrated a rapid strike onto one of these things, and it's just a dart machine. Just, it's disgusting. Is what it is. It's one of those where you don't want to be standing in front of it or to the side of it, because no, you'll just get hosed. Tiny little junk blaster from Kid Stuff. It is a knockoff of a. I mean, it's pretty much a. You know, I think that I get over bad performing blasters, like knockoff blasters, and then something like that happens, and it's just go away. I don't want to deal with you. Nerf Bandolier. I was happy to find one of these because, you know, I don't really necessarily want to buy brand new every single time, so finding a nice bandolier is a nice, you know, it's a good thing. It's nice. I've said nice 4 times now. Anyway, this is a G2 Air Mini Football. There's a reason why I grabbed this. The last video that I posted was the Warren Nerfadelphia, or the Philanerfia. However, the group that actually does it is the Philanerfia group. If you want to find them on Facebook, there's a link in the description box below. Find them on Facebook and join up and maybe come to a war. I will be taking this the next time that I go, because the way they play, they have shields. This counts as a shield buster. So that's good to know. And let's see. I think that's, yeah, that was from last month. But from this month, we found ourselves another glow show. This one came out of the, no. This came out of the outlet. It's got a Goodwill sticker on it, but it came from the outlet. Nobody wanted it. This poor unloved thing. I hesitate to call it a blaster because it's not really a blaster. I mean, it's a thing. So, got another one of these hanging around. Still have yet to figure out what I want to do with this. Not sure yet. At some point I'll figure it out. Hopefully. You'll forgive me if this guy was in a previous video. I don't remember when I picked it up. But this is a clear recon. So we gotta move this thing. And then we put our... I think this was found this month. Things kind of got a little crazy in the shop. And it just sounds like horrible. I mean, can you hear that? That horrible clank? But anyway, Clear Recon. This is I think this is the second one that I have. I don't know. Things got a little crazy in here. It's a little difficult to walk right now. I've kind of torn my shop to bits. Just trying to get things organized, and I've been wondering where that got to. It was a bit for a project. Oh, yeah. Man, sure would help if I got organized. You know? Another Guardian crossbow. Because who doesn't love a Guardian crossbow? Cha! I like the Guardian crossbow. There's actually one on the table right now that's on its way through a mod, a transformation of sorts. So I have a couple of these things now, and I like them. I might end up doing something with this soon. And now, okay, so a sad PSA. Friends, don't let friends paint rough cuts with acrylic paint. Okay? This sad little boy right here is, it is obviously hand painted with acrylic paint. Like, I mean, can you see the brush marks and everything? It's kind of really bad. But the trigger on this side is painted white. I could see what they were kind of trying to go for, like half black, half white, and then paint the trigger on the other side the same color. But fortunately, it still works. It still works just fine, and the scope on top, it was in the bins, all painted out like that as well. Remember, dudes, don't go out in your public parks or anything like that with a blackout blaster. That's how trouble happens. But it is okay that this thing is completely just in need of some serious TLC and just back from the dead, because tell you what, this guy's gonna get integrated into a barrel attachment. Rough Cut Master Key is on its way at some point. I keep saying at some point because I never really know when I'm going to have the actual time to get to this, but hopefully this week I will. Let's... Rad 12. I saw this once before and I didn't know anything about it, and I thought, well, it's a Busby blaster. I don't know what exactly it is, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to load up the 3-shot little cylinder here, and we're going to prime it. Did you see that? Now the green one is here, and as I turn this, it not only turns the cylinder, it turns where, because it starts at purple on top, white, white, and it goes back to green. Each time it's a different color. These actually spin as it turns, which is a really interesting feature if you ask me. And now we're back to purple on top. And what? Hang on. Are you telling me? I thought this was like a shotgun type thing. No. This is a 3-barrel, 12-shot pistol. Huh. This is what I get for not doing research before I record the video. I thought this was a 3-shot shotgun, or a 4-shot, shotgun. No, this is a single-fire blaster with 12 shots on it that it just kind of rotates through each and every time. So this thing is actually a lot niftier than I thought in the first place. Wow. And the top prime is kind of weird. But if you think about it, a nice under barrel wouldn't be bad, which might just be happening. The original Hyperfire. The red Dart Tag Hyperfire. At this point, I think I have every color. I have the red, I have the blue, I have the green, I have the orange. And I grabbed this guy because I think there's an air tank mod in the future for this guy. Just saying. But not the greatest performing blaster ever. But I mean, it's got a nice ammo capacity. You could do something really fun with this if you wanted to. And now we go back in time to, where is this? 1995 with this guy. I would love to strap this on my wrist and show you just how this guy works. However, I have really fat wrists. So I'm going to have to, it's the original Nerf logo, the 1995 Nerf logo. This would get strapped onto your wrist. This pulls out. So it would be like that. And then that's the trigger. So we happen to have, ooh, is that going to work? Well, I don't know. I don't know if that's going to work. Do we have, that might not work, friends. Grab like a normal Elite. Will that go on there? Okay, that seems to go on there. I don't know if this is going to fire like this, but, well, it fires like that. That's cool. So it uses micros, or the standard Elite darts, not the new ones. This is just, I mean, it's an odd little blast from the past that I'd be interested to take this apart and see what the mechanism looks like. Why is it pull forward and then tap to fire? What does that? That's very interesting. Can it be improved? I don't know. I don't know. Pick this guy up because, I mean, I've never seen one of them before. But let's move right on down the line to the to a galaxy far, far away with another Star Wars blaster. This one, let's see, does it say when it came out? It does not. Does it? 2006. Okay. 2006. I would love for this thing to have just an absolute just hammer of a I mean, that's not bad. That's, I mean, that's respectable. That's respectable. But man, I would just love to have this thing would have like an extended draw on it that just went from like here to here, and then that was just like dead space, and you can just essentially like Night Finder rifle on steroids. That would be amazing. That would be absolutely amazing. But I don't think I have the time to accomplish that. So this thing probably, thank you Brian, by the way, for donating this and then scratching your name off with a little marker. Is that Brian? I think it's Brian. Brian or Brain. I figure your name is Brian. But it also does have a electronic component to it. It just does not have batteries in it currently. Well, it probably does, but the batteries are dead. We are nearing the end of the trail. And, okay, so I found another one. So let's see if I can do it right this time. See if I can do this right without cutting the dart head off of this guy. Okay, so we're going to put you in there. Are you going to work? Yay, it worked! I didn't screw it up this time. But, a Buzzbee Predator. And this was another one that had like a name or something written on it. But, nice little bolt action. Pistol type thing. Pistol, it's a rifle. With the dart storage in the stock. Which, I mean, this is just poor planning because it just goes right straight in to the back. So you could very easily just open this up, dump sand into it, and ruin your friend's toy, which I don't recommend doing. I don't. Almost at the end, but before we finish off with the rest of the Nerf stuff, we all know, or most of you know, the Exploders line, yes? Which is these guys. Chances are, if you've done thrifting, you've come across these guys more often than not. And they kind of annoy you because you wanted a Nerf blaster and all you got is this weird little gel shooter thing. Well, there's a reason for these. I think these are the Gen 1s. And if I'm wrong, correct me in the description box below. But these can be pulled apart for the barrel, which then lets you chamber Boomco darts. So if you're looking to convert Nerf to Boomco for whatever reason, Exploders barrel lets you chamber Boomco rounds. So just a little, you learned something if you didn't know that already. But not only did I find that guy, but I found another generation, and the springs on these suckers just seem rather wicked, and I'm very interested to see what I can do with one of these. There's a guy, I believe it's, oh man, I can't remember his name, but he runs in Thunderdome a lot, and he uses an exploder that has an RSCB on it, much like a bow, and it's absolutely terrifying to see that thing pointed at you. Thunderdome, Missouri, by the way, the original Thunderdome. It's terrifying to see that thing pointed at you because, like, he just looks, essentially like he's like just aiming the thing straight at you and letting go, and it's just ooh, duck. But so 3 generations of this guy looks pretty cool. He even has a little pod on it, little gel babies, water babies, whatever you want to call it. And the handle on this thing is a little bit, I don't want to say better, but you can get a better grip on it than some of the other ones. So we'll see if these things can actually get turned into something nice, not suck. White Retaliator. Is this the one? This might be the one that is an issue. I found one of these recently. Nope. No, this guy is quite sticky on. And that's nice. Love a Retaliator. Love a Retaliator until the day the cows come home. Oh, let's see. What is that noise? Till the cows come home, like me a Retaliator. Anyway. Not one was found, but 2, blue AirTech 2000s. Ooh boy. 2 blue AirTech 2000s. Is this the one that uses the... No, it doesn't use that dart. Okay, well, how about this dart? I'll try this. It's not in there the entire way, but... yeah. Something with the barreling. But I tell you what, these things are pretty vicious when they're modified correctly. If you're looking for... just look for AirTech 2000 mod guide. And you could probably find quite a few mod guides on these. These things are worth picking up for the air tanks in them alone. I mean, the blue ones, from what my understanding is, a little bit harder to come by than the red ones. So finding 2 of them for $2 each was a good day for me. We're gonna go back to the N-Strike line for a minute here. The barrel break. Now, there's an elite version of this, which is a blue. You shove the darts down the barrels, like so. Push that back up. Uh-oh. Oh, I was hoping this wasn't going to be an issue, but it's going to be. Okay, let's find out. And they both fire off. This guy is real. I mean, the handle is comfy. The gimmick is cool. But this is not a war practical blaster, my friends. It's the reload, just really, because you gotta, here, let me, there's a little switch on either side. You gotta push that down, pull this forward, crank that down. That also primes the blaster. Then you load the darts, push that back, push that in. Hopefully the darts don't jam on their way into the barrel, and then take aim and boom, both darts fire at once. Neat idea, not exactly the best execution, but there are still versions of this I think that they still sell a version of this in the Blaze Fire line, or Sonic Fire line, that I'm pretty sure is still on the shelves, at least in my Toys R Us, that I just recently saw. It even has the loading instructions on the side. That's raised, by the way. It's not a sticker. It's printed. It's part of the mold. And that is interesting, considering the fact that they can't be bothered with a lot of things like that these days. This is a very non-asymmetrical blaster. The Nerf logo's here, and then it's here. So, if you're a guy that likes symmetry, maybe not. But let's see. We are 3 blasters to the end, and one of them just happens to be a big bad Stampede. A big old Stampede. This one was working when I grabbed it, but the batteries have since died, and truth be told, I don't feel like going out and buying a whole new pack of, what is this, D-cell batteries that weigh freaking 10 pounds when the whole thing's loaded up. Actually, it might be more than that. The back end of this thing is just so super weighty. So I'm looking forward to modifying this, because I have 2, or is it 3? I'm not sure. Because I can see another one from here. And I don't know if that's my original one or another one that I picked up and just forgot to say anything about. Which has the real possibility of being a thing that happens. Because, I mean, the shop kind of got a little crazy. But anyway, Stampede. Did this one come out of... It did, for $5. This one came out of the one thrift shop that I like to go to. I really enjoy it. It is good to me on most days. Green Titan. I love me my Titans. Now that I have like 4 or 5, something like that. This one does hold pressure. Out of all of them, I do believe this is the one that I'm going to keep 100% stock, because I mean, it's the Green Titan launcher, man. It's the Hulk Green Titan launcher. The red ones are far easier to come across than the green ones, from what I've seen. I could be completely wrong about that, but you know, just what I've seen. Green Titan. I like this guy. He's been sitting on this chair for like the entire month. I think it was like the day after I went out and I did the last video. I went out, scored the Green Titan the very next day. So that was cool. And finally, something from the vaults. So we all know that about the reactors, right? The Nerf reactor, the little ball shooter. Have you ever seen its bigger older brother? The cyclotron? Because this guy just confused the crap out of me as soon as I saw it. This is the Nerf Atom Blasters Cyclotron. This guy confused me beyond any reasonable doubt. I had no idea what was going on when I saw this thing. I did have 2 of the balls, but I wanted to, at least for once, test the blaster before I fired it off on the video, so that way I understood how it worked and all. But okay, so before we go too far, the balls get loaded into the little inline magazine type thing here, and then this clips onto the back and goes in there like this. The weird thing is the handle is up here. This is how you shoulder it. This is how you hold it, because this is nice and curved to be put here, and then you just crank it this way, and it fires a ball. Just a complete death noise comes out of this guy, and I have never in my life seen the cyclotron in person. I didn't even know this thing was real. This thing even existed. Sorry, not that it was real. I didn't even know it existed until I found it, which is part of the fun of thrifting, because if you know the old logos, because we have, you know, the new Nerf logo, which is with the swoop, but we also have the straight N logo and the Nerf logo with the red ball in the center. If you remember these things, you can get some really strange finds. I mean, for $3 I picked up this guy. I don't say what I paid for him on all of them, mainly because some of them came out of a thrift, the outlet. So, telling you how much it was, it's kind of a guess on my part. But, that is about it for this thrift. I can tell you that the thrift for December has already started. I have 3, actually, no, I have more down in the car. I have a good little chunk already, and yeah, December just started. So I'm very excited about the month of December. I hope you are too, because I'm looking at 2 of them that good finds. Anyway, thank you for watching. This will be the second video that comes out to this Sunday, or it's the first one, and then there's another one following this. Not sure how I'm going to upload it yet. But thanks for watching, and as always, wait, I don't have an as always. Bye!